Hi, so this is Kari with Consistently Creative Crew. I'm with Colleen and Cheryl, and tonight we did the traditional layout with a Noteworthy Simple Page Kit number 6. But if you wanted to create it digitally, I created some instructions that are on our Consistently Creative Croppers Facebook group. So if you go over there, this is in the file section, so you can grab the PDF and assemble it with your digital scrapping software, or you can always do it from your paper stash. So I'm going to use Artisan tonight and assemble this layout. And a couple of things that I always like to take a look at is just look at the layout and see if it's symmetrical, the mirror image of each other, so I don't have to spend a lot of time recreating everything on both pages if I don't have to. And if you take a look at both the right and the left page, they're actually fairly similar in the background. So I'm going to just scroll down here. This is actually just the mirror image of the right and the left pages. So that helps. And on the photos and the photo mats, it is kind of similar. It's not identical, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create the right page. I'm going to mirror image it to create the left page, and then I'm going to make the adjustments to the left page. And I think that's probably the fastest way to do this. So I am going to start the way I normally start with adding a 12 by 12 to the background. So I'm going to insert content shape rectangle. I'm going to do 12 by 12. And I'm just going to make this a really, really light gray just so I can tell the difference from the background. I'm going to click create. And I can always align it on the center of the page by going to the home ribbon, arrange, align, center on page. The other way you can always do that is if you're selected on it, you can change the X and the Y to both 0, because that will put this upper left corner right in the upper left corner of the background. So then the next piece I'm going to do is I'm going to just start putting all the other shapes on there. So this next one I had as a darker gray rectangle. And this one is 11 inches by 4.5. And I'm going to create that. And this one needs to be 3/4 of an inch down from the top. So I want it to be at 0.75. And then I'm going to just copy and paste this for the other ones rather than recreating it. So I'm going to copy, and then I'm just going to change the sizes of the two that I need. So this one is going to end up being right below it, and I made it dark blue on my sample because it was a fairly dark blue on the original layout from Creative Memories. And now this is 12 inches wide, and it was also 4.5 inches high. And you can see that it's right when you line it up there at 0 and 5.25, it's at the right place. And then this last border strip is only 1.5 inches tall. And this needs to line up right down below it. And if you can't get it quite in there, you can always adjust the X and the Y to 0 and 9.75. And I'll change the color of this to a slightly lighter blue. There we go. All right, and that's the base. So I could go ahead and mirror image it now, but I figure I'm going to just go ahead and do some of my photo mats at this point. And so I'm going to do that brown rectangle that was on the page. So that was 6 by 4 inches, and I'm going to make it brown. And I'll worry about alignment in a moment. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a 4x4 for the square. And these were like an olive green. And I'm going to go ahead and align this. And I would really like these two to line up horizontally in the center of the background. So I want it to be on the fifth one. I'm leaving some extra space here because I know that I'm going to end up needing some space on the other page, but I'll go ahead and slide these over a little bit more. I think that's going to work out. Make certain I didn't lose my horizontal alignment. Okay, then I need some photo frames. So there were 3.5 by 3.5 ones on the and I'm gonna select both of them, go to the quick access toolbar, go do the second and the fifth to align them. And then I need one more for this other landscape photo. So this one needs to be 5.5 by 3.5. And I'm going to select both of them and again go to the alignment, second and fifth. Now if I copy, I need another set of these squares up above here. I need two of them. So if I take them and I've got them both selected and I copy and I paste, I can select them and we'll just kind of use the alignment helpers to get them there. I'm going to paste another set. And I'm using the alignment helpers to get it all kind of lined up. I think I want it centered across the gray, so I'll just double check. I wasn't quite lined up. So now I think I'm in pretty good shape to do the other page. So I'm going to save that and then I'm going to go over into the panel on the right hand side and click on the drop down arrow and insert a mirror image of this page. And I'll take a moment to do that while it's thinking. And now I am on the left-hand page. So just to refresh your memory and mine, this is what I'm heading towards. So they had two tag shapes and then they had a vertical as well as this horizontal. So I'm going to fix the vertical one first. So that one's going to be this one. And now this one, I need it to be still 4 inches wide, but I need it 6 inches tall. And I want it to align the bottom of these two to align. And now this one, I need it to be, the photo should be 5.5. And I'll align these in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of one of those. I'm just going to move this guy off to the side. So the way this tag was formed, this is a 3-inch wide by 4-inch tall rectangle. And if you were doing this traditionally, you would have just cut off the edges. So I'm going to show how to do that because they had that on the cutting sheet. So the way that I found that was the easiest to cut it was to have the item selected, go to cut, cutters, shape. Yes, you have to flatten. And when you're removing one of those corners, I found it easiest to remove the right triangle. So I have the right triangle selected, which is one of our common shapes. And it was 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch because it was actually a very symmetrical corner that was taken out. So one thing I recommend doing is zoom is, as they say, zoom is your friend. So if you zoom in really well, you've got your alignment guides as a color that you can see them. You can see here that I'm nice in that corner because I can see all the purple lines there. So now I know that it's in the corner. I can let go of it. And if I go to cut copy, and I like to think about it for a moment, I want to keep the unshaded area. So the correct item is selected. So I'm going to go cut and get a nice cut there. And now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to go to shapes. Now, this time, oh, I have to zoom out because I can't see it. So when I don't have it in the correct orientation and it's not the right size because it doesn't remember the dimension. So I've got 0.75 by 0.75. Still not the right orientation. So if I go to 90, it'll be the correct orientation. Take that corner out. All right, still keep the shaded area, unshaded area, and cut. So now I have the tag shape, and I'm going to go ahead and slide my photo back over. It's going to be 2.5 by 3 inches. I'm just aligning the center. If I align it with the middle, it doesn't quite line up as where I really want it because I really want it down in that bottom portion. So I'm just going to use look at it and see that it's lined up fairly nicely. And now I'm just going to copy these and paste them again. And then I can go ahead and move them up. I can change the color of the one. And their example had both of them tilted, but if you've watched me create any of these things in the past, I don't like to do anything angled until I'm fairly sure that I know what I'm doing or how I'm going to angle it because I like to have it all laid out. So here again is their sample. You can see that they've got these two photos tilted. They've got a title over here above the vertical photo. They put a sticker embellishment across the bottom edge of the one piece of, well, it was actually on the background, but the colors separating these two different blues. They've got another embellishment cluster over here on the right page. So it was pretty fast and easy to go ahead and recreate that. And I will share it on a two separate pages. So this is what it ends up looking like. And hopefully you found that really easy to create and you can go ahead and we'd love to see your creations. I also did put some photos in on my sample that I was doing earlier. And this is the one that I was working on. So this is just an example of how you could actually create it. I did a little bit differently because I didn't have the kinds of stickers that we had that was going to actually work, but hopefully that helps you out. If anybody here wants to share theirs or not, okay. So thanks so much for watching and hope you enjoy creating. We'd love to see creations. Put them on the Facebook group, Consistently Creative Croppers.
Thanks, Kari.
Thank you, Kari.